Man, JD, I just got in from outside, man. This heat is something. It is the dog days of summer.
Oh, man, it's finally here, getting close to August. Or I guess we're in August now.
I think so.
We're going to talk beer, dance halls.
Somebody might have got a nomination for the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
Let's get to the Judge and JD show,
Let's get to it. Welcome to the Judge and JD show, filmed right here at Pioneer Bar in Fredericksburg, Texas. I'm Judge Edwards.
And I'm JD Rose. You ready to roll? We're going to talk some beer,
Cold beer.
Texas dance halls. We've got Kevin and Chris from Altstadt Brewery and Steven Langehennig from the old Crystal Peak Band. We're going to talk some old memories.
I am excited about our guests, but I cannot help but bring it up. But a good buddy of mine has been nominated for the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, which is a huge deal. Old JD here's got something he wants to tell us about, or we want him to tell us about. It's a huge thing that he's been nominated for, and we're super excited for him.
Well, thank you, Judge. Yeah, it's the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, and it'll be my third year to be nominated, so I hope three's a charm, but it would be a huge honor. It's due to my contribution to Texas Red Dirt music back in 1991 when K-Fan went on the air. I was named the program director, so I kind of helped form and mold two genres of music that still exist today, and both of them have been taken to a national level, so hopefully that's the credential that gets me into the Texas Radio Hall of Fame someday, if not this round, maybe someday. But Americana, I was one of three program directors in the nation that they derived our playlist from that formed the very first Americana chart. So I guess you could call me a founding father of Americana. But also the Texas Red Dirt scene, we were very early with that in 91 back in the K-Fan days. So it's a huge honor just to be nominated for the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
Oh, we're super proud of you, JD, and I didn't know JD could ever be humble. That's him being humble. He entertained us for 30 years or more right here in Fredericksburg on the radio, and he's a local artist, got a local band, and he's my partner right here on this podcast. So we're very proud of him, and we're looking forward to his becoming a part of the Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you, and you can vote. What is it? Texas Radio Hall of Fame, TROH. .net. And it's $50 to become a member, but it also helps out the Texas Radio Hall of Fame as well to stay. It's all volunteer. They've got the big Texas Radio Hall of Fame Museum in Kilgore. That's where they have the big event coming up. But you can go there. It's a $50 membership. I know it's $50. But you can go there, become a member, and you can vote until, I believe, August 7th. And I would appreciate you doing that, going to that website, becoming a $50 member, and placing a vote for old JD Rose.
Yeah, no, that would be amazing if you did. We play stars, Kristen and I, and we're excited about it. Just thinking about the music. And, you talk about the Americana and the Texas Red Dirt music. That came about when I was like in high school. You're right, early 90s. And when I think about it now, and you listen to the sort of the main guys on the radio.
Yeah, Turnpike
Troubadours. When I listen to Zach Bryan, it's got a folky tone to it, much like the Americana, much like the Red Dirt music does. And so really the impact of those two genres has been incredible on music.
It has. Like I said, there's still genres today.
So we appreciate your input in that world.
Well, thanks for bringing it up on the show today. Appreciate it, brother.
Well, yeah, and then we got some great guests, as you mentioned.
How about a giveaway?
Hey, giveaway.
I almost didn't see this cap.
Man, too busy.
I didn't see it
telling
there.
You guys
it's
about
camo.
JD. Here we go.
Can you see it? Can you see it? You can see it.
JD, you want to do the honors this week?
I do. I'm going to draw.
There you go, man. I've been doing it every week.
My hands.
If we don't get your hands stuck in there.
My hand don't fit in there. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. I'm going to shake it up. Shake, rattle, and roll, baby. Shake, rattle, and roll. You want
luck.
to try to read that? Is that Caesar? Does that say Caesar?
That's a Caesar.
Caesar.
Caesar's one of our regulars.
Caesar!
Don't forget, Ashley, to get old Caesar a cap. The camo have been the favorite ones too. So yeah.
That's a good looking cap right
Kristen
there.
said I look like a UPS driver in this hat, but
I like it.
I
Though.
liked it though too.
I like that brown one on you, man. You're looking good. Looking good. You ready for a big show?
I'm ready for a big show, man. Well, JD, we got the boys from Allstadt coming on today. I'm sure it'll be a good time. Allstadt is something else. I mean, the facility's great. You know, the beer itself, it's just become part of the Fredericksburg culture, part of the DNA here. And we're really appreciative to have them.
You bet. Got your good friends coming in.
Got good friends
Anytime
coming
there's
on.
beer involved, Judge is
Yes,
in.
if there's a cold beer, especially in Allstadt, I'm in.
And hey, this is our 12th episode. 12
packs,
12
pack.
pack beer. Coinky dink?
I think not.
I think not.
I think not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce these fellas. Very popular beer popularity, that goes hand in hand. Y'all ready? Kevin Enderlin and brewmaster at Altstadt Brewery, Chris Buckley. Welcome on in here, Kevin and Chris from Allstat Brewery. What an intro there, huh? Glad to have you guys in here, and anytime we can talk beer, we're happy.
There you go, man.
How about a prost? How about a prost?
Prosit, prosit, prosit.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So welcome, guys. Welcome. Kevin,
you.
we've been friends for a long time, man. We've sold a lot of beer together, haven't we?
You mean
We
customer,
we
not
sold
friends,
a bunch.
right?
Yeah, customer.
You've been customer of Kevin's for a long time. Let's
Well,
get it
both.
straight.
We've been both.
We've been both. We've been
Yeah.
both.
Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
I don't know if our viewers know the way basically beer and most spirit alcohol sold in Texas. It's a 3-tier system. You got the manufacturer, you got the distributor, and then the retailer.
Correct.
And in my case, I'm a retailer. In Kevin's case, used to be a distributor, but now he's part of the manufacturer, which is the brewery. So anyway, Allstat feels like it's always been here, but I think it's been here since what, 2016?
2016.
That's right.
2016. You guys, Kevin, you want to share part of the story with us? Or
Something kind of ironic that I think is pretty cool is, the beers are made with the German purity law. And the German purity law came into effect in 1516. And, go ahead 500 years later, and Allstat was born. And that's how we brew our beers.
yeah. And it's not, if I remember right, talking to William and so forth, isn't it like not pasteurized or something? And you know what I mean? You could probably speak a little more.
What
about
makes
that.
it
right.
different
What
from
makes
other
it
beers
different?
on the shelf?
A lot of things. I like to say, Altstadt is where the Reinheitsgebot meets hill country. Right?
Okay.
And what does that mean? A lot of people don't really know exactly what that means. Well, in our case, it means the beers are German, the boots are probably Texan, and the fermentation tanks are bigger than your cousin's RV.
Yeah,
If you've ever been there, right? But
Probably
what-
bigger than mine.
But what it really means is that we only use 4 ingredients to produce all those beers.
Wow.
And as Kevin said, it goes back to the year 1516 when Duke Wilhelm IV of Bavaria declared that brewers are only allowed to use 3 ingredients originally. The 4th ingredient, the one that was missing, it was the yeast, because we didn't have microscopes in 1516 to even
Right.
detect it. So that was the first amendment to this document. In the meantime, breweries are allowed to filter, they're allowed to pasteurize, and you can still be in accordance with the purity law. But in our case, we don't pasteurize either. So we're closer to the 1516 style of brewing because our beers are less processed, right? Just like people talk about processed foods these days, our beers are natural. right?
Nice.
There's no additives, no
Yeah.
preservatives. And so, beer is good for you in moderation, and ours especially because of the lack of processing involved.
Yep. And it seems like there's something for everybody. There's everything from the light on, to darker and so forth.
Are there going to be any new beers coming out anytime soon?
Well, actually, we have 2 of them out in front of you. The Oktoberfest will be out next week, and you can find that in any of your retail stores and your local bars. They'll have it on draft. And then the Vienna Red will come out in a couple of weeks.
I haven't had that one yet. Yeah.
That's a very good one, too.
How does Allstat stay local while growing so big? How do you keep that local? Like Judge mentioned, that Fredericksburg DNA, so to speak, because beer is a big part of Fredericksburg.
It always has been, and probably always will be.
I mean, Moisbach and the Indians, they're still the peace treaty is still intact today. So
Yes.
they drank beer and passed the peace pipe.
Absolutely,
Just
they did.
saying.
We had
But
some pictures of that around.
but yeah, beer's been a big part of it. So how do you keep that local flavor while you grow so big? Because y'all have really exploded.
A lot of it, we have a good sales team, got very good people we work for. The big guys, they come in and they hammer the distributors. We're not as bad on that as far as, we want them, we try to find the ones to work with us. And that's a big key. If you got a good relationship with your distributors, then, the distributors will make you some money and make them some money. So. But it really is, it has a lot to do with that. And, we have, anywhere we have it distributed, we have guys assigned to those distributors. And, we're seen quite often. It's not that, we're in the back. I worked for a distributor for 40 years, 3 different ones, actually. And, when I first started in the business in '82, beer was $6.70 a case. I only had 13 packages on my truck. And so, when the brewery guy came in, and it was only Bud, Miller, Coors, Schlitz, Lone Star, Pearl, But now, there's really only 2 distributors now.
Really?
Miller, Coors, and then it's in Anheuser-Busch and everybody else, and all of those guys have everyone else in their portfolio.
Right.
So I mean, so back then, I can even go farther back, back when I used to work at my dad's grocery store. Well, it wasn't his. He worked for Handy Andy back in the day. And I was checking in the back door. Well, back then, Schlitz was number 1. They were
I remember them bringing cases and cases in my dad's bar. You remember those
Right,
days?
oh yeah. Well, anyway, I'd go in there, and for the weekend, I'd have 50 cases of Schlitz. And everything was 6-packs. There were no 12-packs back then.
Wow.
And in fact, when I started in the business, I didn't get 12-packs till the 3rd year I was in the business. So,
A little different now.
Yeah, now, man. Now, it's the products. There's more products coming out all the time. And the other thing is that the beer boxes in the stores aren't getting any bigger, the
True.
draft box over there is not getting any larger.
Right.
And so you have to go in and sell your product. But, one thing about me is, if I don't believe in the item or the product, I wouldn't be there. I had a chance to go to work for another distributor, but I didn't believe in the product. I do believe in this.
That's so important. Passion. Judge and I talk about that a lot.
Yes.
Passion goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
Right,
It goes a long way,
yeah.
And that's what craft brewing is all about. If I were to add, despite all of our growth, we're still a craft brewery, right?
Right.
And that, by definition, means that you're local, right? You're local to the market. Right. Arguably, the big 3 breweries, they spill more beer every day than we would produce all year.
Right.
If you look at all the taps and all the spillage along the way, that's a fact. Right?
Right.
That's alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
Right.
It happens every day.
Of the worst kind. Yeah.
Of the worst kind.
Right.
Well, Chris, how do you come up with new ideas? Being the brewmeister, do you dream at night of different ideas, different things to add, or how does that work?
Yeah,
how does that work?
I've been with the company for 2 years now, and mainly, just working on consistency and processes. The innovation side is really driven by the brewers. And that's for a good reason. That's what keeps them passionate about it, to be able to have them practice recipe formulations. And my job is just to look at it and approve it, or to maybe tweak it here or there on the process side. And that's what keeps the whole brew crew happy is the innovation side. We're not the most innovative brewery, because we're a traditional German brewery. And these recipes have been around for centuries. So we're not adding Fruit Loops or glitter into the beer.
Right,
it's just
right.
The bigger challenge is making something simple consistently. And a lot of times, people don't realize that the more complex beers are the easier ones to make. Right? I always tell people, judge a brewery on their lightest beer. It's the least forgiving. It's the one that if there's any flaw along the way, there's no hops, there's no chocolate milk to hide behind. I mean, it's going to be front and center in that flavor. So it's a real challenge making German style beers, and that's why we don't have a whole lot of competition out there.
Right. And your facility, tell us a little bit about the facility. It's phenomenal.
It's state of the art.
It's unbelievable. I have a friend of mine that is one of the distributors, Hilliard, and he came out and he's like, this place is just amazing. And it really is, but it is interesting to hear that from another beer person.
Right.
And the Scripts are going to do it right.
The Scripts are going to do it right.
They're going to do it right.
And we're very lucky. We're very lucky to have that type of facility. I can, turn my phone on right now and log in and correct something if it's possible from remote. I could start a brew right now from just sitting here talking to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And what that allows is it takes out a lot of the human error out of it, right? As far as timing of additions, oops, I forgot, I'll put it in 10 minutes late. The hard drive is running the show once we start a batch, right? Now, job security is that once fermentation starts, the yeast can't be automated. It's a living organism, so that's where the know-how comes in, making sure that fermentations are on track and treating every tank individually based on what the lab results are showing.
Sure.
And of course, packaging is very hands-on, even though we do have automated machinery that still requires human interface with all the machines.
I've always found those big kettle-looking things interesting.
The copper.
Yeah, there's copper. Yeah. Anyway, you got this state-of-the-art equipment. There's bottling stuff everywhere, and then there's these huge copper kettles. Kind of good.
I know, it's always impressive. And that smell.
That smells.
Oh, that smells just beautiful, right?
Yes.
It's the best.
The word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the family put this all together. Mr. and Mrs. Scripps, William, that whole gang. They're all lifelong friends. And when they do something, they do it right. And the facility's beautiful too. Coming in, it's one of the first things you see coming into Fredericksburg. If you're going to visit us, it's one of the first things you see when you come in. So.
And what I love is the beer is traditional German, just like Fredericksburg, traditional German, and you stick to that. And I appreciate you sharing that with us because that's huge.
It all makes sense, right? It makes sense for a German brewery to be in Fredericksburg.
Yep.
The reason I'm here is I was born and raised in Germany. I spent 25 years over there. And when I saw that our flagship beer was a Kolsch, I thought that's another reason for me to join the team, because I grew up just a few miles away from Cologne, Germany, where Kolsch beer originated from. So arguably it was definitely the first beer that I ever sampled. Over there, it's when you turn 16, you can legally start drinking beer, right? So I definitely got a head start in legal beer drinking, over people that have grown up here in the U.S.
Yeah.
But I must have been 13 or 14 where, you work up the courage to walk into a bar and order a beer. And in my case, it was definitely a Kolsch.
Right. Okay.
So it's in my DNA for sure.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah. Both of you guys have been around beer for a minute then.
So didn't you literally fly back and forth for a while, and then you decided to move here? Is that's the story that's kind of out there without everybody knowing Chris Buckley's name, but everybody's like, the brewmaster would fly back and forth, and now he's from Germany, and now we got the story straight from you. So then you decided just to move over to Fred, is that right?
I still fly, but not to Germany, unfortunately. I wish that was true. On occasion, I do on vacation, but I'm flying back and forth to North Carolina. That's where my family's still there. We haven't moved completely over.
Beautiful area, too, for sure. Absolutely.
No, we appreciate y'all taking the time to, visit with us here. And you know, we sell a lot of cold beer and everybody enjoys it, but sometimes they don't know the full backstory and all the work it takes for us to get it to those taps.
Yeah, that's right. It does, man. It's you know, I mean, the Scripps are nice people to work for.
Oh yeah, great,
super nice. And you know, one thing, if I can say, if you go to allstatbeer.com, they have a program that you can donate to for the Hill Country floods, and they'll match that up to $150,000.
I saw they were doing that. It's incredible.
Man, fantastic.
That's unbelievable. You know, and so yeah,
We always talk about the Scripps and how we feel all the good things they've done, not just for Fredericksburg, but for the Hill Country, and that certainly
That's a big
certainly
one.
proves it.
that's a big
yeah.
one.
So,
Yep, that's a big one.
well, thank you guys for coming in and being part
Very
of the Judge
welcome.
and JD show, Kevin and
Yeah.
Chris, and of course the name Enderlin goes with beer for as long as I can go back with
As long as
Roy
I
and
remember, it's always Enderlin
Roy,
and
Craig,
beer.
Spriggles.
You know, and I'll tell you a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit about those guys. Well, their dad, Roy and Spriggle's dad. He had Lone Star and he had RC Cola,
Okay.
and so he was a Lone Star distributor. And then I had two cousins that worked for the Pearl Brewery in San Antonio, and I had two others that worked for the Lone Star Brewery in
Okay.
San Antonio. And then me and my dad ended up working for Hill Country Bud in Kerrville, and then I went to work for Benny Keith after we
Okay.
got bought out. But I would get people in town. He goes, "Which Enderlin are you?" I said, "I'm the Budweiser."
Budweiser.
Enderlin means beer.
That's great.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, again, Chris,
Good stuff,
Kevin,
good
thank you. Thank you. Anything you want to add? We always have folks. Is there something you want to get out there before we wrap up, and then we'll close out here?
I would just add that, you know, you mentioned the great destination as you're coming into Fredericksburg. People often don't realize that there's a scratch kitchen there, too. I mean,
Oh,
the
the food
restaurant's
is amazing.
And so it's definitely
yeah.
a destination, not just for beer, but for food, too, because, you know, there's nothing better to go with food than a beer.
Yeah, they've got
Beer,
some really
food
cool
pairing.
bars throughout the facility. The food's good. It's
Absolutely.
very German, authentic, and all that. And I believe they do some tours and stuff of the brewery part as well.
Sweet.
Right.
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday, and then
4 o'clock.
live music and special events and things out there as well. So, like you said, allstatbeer.com, right?
Allstatbeer.com. Yes, you bet. Yeah, Philippe does a great job in his team in the kitchen. There.
They do a great
Great
job. We
job.
ate there a few days ago.
All right.
Yeah,
And I guess we see Johnny Shoe out there.
we
once
see
in a
Johnny
while.
Shoe.
Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny at the door.
yeah. Johnny at the door. Here he's Johnny on the steel.
Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, Johnny on the spot.
Right.
He's our ambassador.
Oh yeah, man.
He's usually singing or on the steel guitar in here, so selling beer over there. But it's always good to have him either way. He's a good friend.
You bet. Thank you, gentlemen.
You
Thanks,
bet.
guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it mucho.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Here we go again, guys. Sorry, we got to take a minute and for a few words from our only sponsor. So if any of you out there want to sponsor, we could use another one
Or two.
or two.
Or three.
Or 8 or
Hey,
10. Preferably
anyway.
some with a Q-tip for a head.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's our word from our sole sponsor.
Do you need a party bus? The Cheers Fun Bus is the most fun party bus in Fredericksburg, Texas. Safety first with fun a close second. Our tours are 2 hours longer than most tours in Fredericksburg, 7 hours instead of just 5. You can bring road booze and snacks. It has karaoke, and I drive.
And I'm kidding about the sponsorship thing. It is so much fun to give JD hell. That's one of my favorite
if
things
you're not
to do.
giving me crap, I'm not living.
But get out there, man. He can show you the wineries. He knows everybody, and
What's
man,
nice too, Judge, is I can go where the groups want to go.
Wanna
I'm
go.
not limited, and I don't juggle groups. I tried that. No, it's all private. All the focus is on the group in the
Yes.
bus. We don't juggle. You don't share the bus.
Right.
So it's all private. It's kind of like a bar on wheels.
And that's it. That's my experience with those wine tours is the drivers what has made it or not made it.
It's not the vehicle. It's the driver.
The driver. And so in this case, JD's going to put on a show, and you all get to laugh at him like me and Marty do.
Laugh with me, not at
Laugh
me.
with-
No,
Not with
we're
him, not
definitely
at him.
laughing at you. We're definitely laughing at you.
It's a little brutal around here.
And I love this bar. Hats
I
off
love
to
this
you
bar.
and your family. I love this bar. Pioneer Bar is a great place to play. And my band gets to play here again this weekend. We have the privilege and honor of doing so. Ghost Town will be here tonight and tomorrow night.
Guys-
Double whammy, baby.
And guys, the busiest Saturday night we've had in quite a while was the other weekend when you guys played. Man, y'all had them going nuts in here.
It was fun. We're going to do it again.
Y'all had them going nuts. I mean, we had young people. I don't want to say old people. We had, folks that
JD's
weren't-
age
folks that
people.
weren't young people. We had them all up and dancing and get rolling. It was a lot of fun. Good
Let's do
stuff.
it again this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to it. Well, like we said in the intro, we're going to be talking some old dance halls today on the show.
Dance halls, man. We've had some good ones. Lots of memories in those places.
Oh, man. And
That's probably why I love the music segment so much and the music part of what we do. But just growing up and there's pictures of me in front of a stage, just looking up at my parents' friends at their bar playing music and so forth.
that was
And
such a big part of it.
it was a big part of
growing up,
Fredericksburg, Stonewall. Growing
The
up.
kids and the families would all go to these
The
dance
kids
halls.
would be asleep on the pool table and that sort of thing. Parents would be dancing. It was a little different scenario.
You
But it
bet.
was-
But
it was-
and it just breaks my heart sometimes too that it's kind of a dying breed, if you will.
Yes.
The dance halls, a lot of them are shutting down, not just in Texas but across the country. But there's still those
They're
survivors
still around.
out there.
There still are.
Albert Dance Hall, Lukenbach,
Albert's going. I think London's still going.
London's
Kreider's.
Kreider's. Once they recover from the
Kreider closed for the season, but they'll make it back bigger and better, I'm sure.
They'll bounce back, and of course, like you said, just all these great dance halls out there. So we're going to talk Crystal Peak,
Crystal Peak, yeah.
band I was a part of back in the day.
Kind of brings back some memories from my youth. I don't mean to pick on you there, JD, a little bit, but I wasn't old enough to dance yet. But you were on stage. But I kind of remember those days.
You caught a glimpse of it.
Yes.
But
As he was sleeping on the pool table, he
Yes.
he was asleep on the pool table. Love it. All right, without further ado, y'all give it up. Crystal Peak band member Steven Langehennig.
Yeah.
Coming on. And you got your guitar as well.
I do.
The crowd loves you, baby. The crowd loves you, Steven. You got the big ovation.
Those famous intros of his,
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
good.
Worldwide famous, baby. But,
I've heard him a few times.
a time or two, right?
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Oh yeah. Thanks for inviting me. This
Man,
is
it's a
awesome.
big deal. It's I remember as a kid you guys playing that sort of thing, and I just remember a really young kid, around Turner Hall and around a big tree at Pat's Hall and all that kind of stuff, and it's just. And the stories from JD's told me about you guys' youth and that sort of thing. So I'll let you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started. We were young. I was probably like 9 years old, and we got to talk about Sammy Geistwhite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably right out of the chute here.
Yep.
Judge, you and I have talked a little bit about Sammy and the guitar clinic that he had here.
You did share that.
But he really launched the career of a lot of not just Fredericksburg but Hill Country musicians.
Yeah.
Some that have gone on and done some huge things and had #1 songs so talk a little bit about Sammy and your experience with when you picked up your first guitar.
Yeah, Sammy was awesome. I actually started taking guitar lessons from Sister Benilde at St. Mary's School, and she was wanting me to play notes and everything. And then I heard about Sammy Geistwhite and went to the guitar clinic and started taking lessons from him. And he really encouraged you to play guitar and sing, which I thank him for all the time because that's really what got me going and kept me interested in playing the guitar.
Sure.
And he's still playing around. It's really awesome.
And I was also at the time I was taking guitar lessons from Sammy, but he had a contest. He was giving away a drum set from the guitar clinic, and by golly, he drew my name out of there. and I won that drum set. So I taught myself how to play the drums. So him and I actually have been playing music with Clyde Pale, who's the bass player for Ghost Town, which we're playing tonight and tomorrow night. Ghost Town, right here, Pioneer Bar.
Right here, Pioneer.
But we started playing. We all grew up in the same neighborhood in Fredericksburg, and we started playing music together when we were just 9, 10, 11 years old. And
Seems like that'd be just a fun thing to do.
Oh, it was a blast. You know, we spent a lot of time in the shed at my house or in our garage, just making music.
Sometimes in the driveway.
Yeah.
Yep, in the driveway.
And the neighbors would. We would end up having a little concert for the neighborhood.
For the whole neighborhood.
Yep, definitely some good times for sure.
But it all evolved into all these dance halls that we were blessed to perform at. And of course, our uncle was Pat Patronella from Pat's Hall. The funny part, though, not funny, but funny, so to speak, is that we didn't really play Pat's Hall until after he sold it to Chris Christian. But I remember the first time we played at Pat's Hall, another band canceled. You remember that?
Oh, I definitely remember that. Yep. We were just all hanging out on I guess it was a Saturday night, and the band didn't show up at Pat's Hall, so we had to get Robert Waymeyer, our lead guitar player. He was at a movie. He had a date to a movie. He was in Kerrville, and even way back then, before cell phones, somehow we got him out of the movie, and he came into town, and we played for the first time.
That's
there,
funny.
That's how we ended up getting booked after that. So
That's one way to get gigs rolling, right?
yeah.
Be available.
Got to get your foot in the door.
That's right. We got our foot in the door that way, but that's right. He had to drive in from Kerrville. I remember that. But do you feel like that's kind of the date that kind of set us and got us in motion, pretty much? Because after that, we played at Pat's Hall regularly, Turner Hall, Long Branch, Ed's River Palace. Can you think of any other places?
We played at the Long Branch in Kerrville.
Yeah.
Did you just say that? I can't remember if you said that. Long Branch, Turner Hall. We played at Night in Old Fredericksburg pretty often.
A lot.
Quite a few times.
And we were very young the first gig we played at Night in Old Fredericksburg. We were all real young.
I remember playing at the old, what's it called, the Das ist Alles Fest out in Luckenbach. We did that several
Das
times.
is alles fest.
Das
I
ist
never heard of that
alles.
one. We need to bring that back.
Right? Oh, Steve Campbell and Greg Chesser. See, that's what I love about this show, Judge. Thank you.
It brings back a lot of memories.
And that's what it's about, isn't it?
It is. It is. You know, you guys talking about these dance halls. I just remember being at Turner Hall. And then as I got older, do y'all remember Ed's River Palace in Johnson City?
We played there.
Yeah, we played there.
We would go over there often. I mean, it was nearly every weekend in high school, and it was a lot of fun.
Right, and I immediately think of Steve and Sandy Campbell, Greg Chesser, Too Strange for Sisterdale, Crystal Peak. Yeah, that was out at the old Grape Town Hall, Das ist
right.
alles.
Yeah, I think it was in a couple locations, but that's right, it was out there. That was a good time.
But didn't Monty Montgomery play out there a time or two, I think? I know his mom did.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
been talking
Maggie.
about Maggie, right? Yep.
Yeah.
I remember Maggie from being a kid. I grew up out of Luckenbach too. So.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it'd be good to have Monty on here as well.
We're going to get
I
Monty.
hadn't talked to him
That'd
in a
be
long
awesome.
time. It'd be good to.
We'll get Monty's butt in here. Heck yeah. But that's what I love about the show, Judge, is that it just, for me, like I said on the last episode, it just brings out so many memories.
Memories.
And that's what we want is, like Greg Chesser, man, what a great guy Greg was. And just keeping his memory alive is awesome. But thank you for bringing up the Das ist alles.
Yeah, Das ist alles.
Steven, that was
that would be a good one to have. I don't remember it, but I remember.
Yeah, I
the
think it was like
words.
a end of summer kind of deal.
That's
right?
it.
Yeah,
Das
that was
ist alles.
The little bit of German that I picked up.
But well, Steven, you write too. You've written some great songs. Crystal Peak, we used to do a lot of originals. I would say maybe 30% original songs that we did. But I got to sing the rock and roll while I was playing the drums. There's only 3 drummers that sang: Phil Collins, Don Henley, and me. I'm just kidding.
And Carlos. That's what I've always been, my mind blown. The drummers when they're singing and swinging all limbs and.
No,
It's
Oh,
impressive.
Carlos that plays here.
Carlos,
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. And Carlos. Okay,
And
we'll
Carlos.
add
There's 4
Carlos.
of you.
There's 4 of us.
4 total.
but no, so I got to sing all the rock, so that's why Ghost Town, is more of a classic rock type band.
Right.
But Steven just sang all the country and a lot of the originals that you wrote. In fact, can you play us one of the originals that you wrote?
Sure, I can do that.
All
I
right.
can do that. So, yeah, this is one. It's called My Old Friends, and I wrote it. I think right before one of my class reunions, just kind of thinking about growing up here in Fredericksburg and things like that. So it's called My Old Friends. Every Friday night we'd all pitch in and gas up my old car for another weekend on the town. Most were nothing more than driving around, looking for the lady of our dreams. And I wouldn't trade anything for them good old days. Oh, the good old boys that made them that way. Always around when things were getting me down. My old friends from back home. My old friends from back home. We grew up together and learned the ways of the world. And now sometimes it's better not to trust a girl. And even though I don't see them much anymore, there's a place in my heart that'll be there forevermore. And I wouldn't trade anything for them good old days. All the good old boys that made them that way. They were always around when things were getting me down. My old friends from back home. My old friends from back home. And I wouldn't trade anything for them good old days. All the good old boys that made them that way. They were always around when things were getting me down. My old friends from back home. My old friends from back home. My old friends from back home.
Those old Fredericksburg Battling Billy friends
That's a Battling Billy song if I ever heard it.
from Fredericksburg, Texas, baby.
That's the way I remember growing up. That song tells the tale.
We used to just cruise Main Street.
Absolutely.
That was our. We had a Gibson's down there.
We had to find each other instead of having cell phones to text each other.
We still had
Yeah.
payphones.
Yeah, yep.
That's when it cost $7 to fill up your car too.
Right?
Yes.
Everybody would pitch in $1. I love that. Good old memories there. So,
Yeah.
well, Crystal Peak, we're going to get back together and play for y'all. Speaking of Battling Billies,
Battling Billy
right?
reunion.
We're going to play at y'all's class reunion. When is that? In September, huh? Coming
Yep.
up September 6th, I think.
September 6th, yep.
Y'all going to remind me early to get. They used to always, when we had gigs, they would tell me I needed to be there 2 hours before I needed to be there, so I'd be there on time. Times were.
That's kind of how it is now.
I was gonna say, we
JD,
probably have to-
that's how it is for the
We need to
podcast
implement
too.
that system here.
I guess some things never change.
That's right.
But what are some of your fondest memories of the old Crystal Peak days? What do you think? Like, what are those memories that come to the forefront of your mind as quick as possible back in the day?
Yeah, just really good memories, like playing at the Turner Hall. We would do that a lot of times. Since we were living in different towns, we would come in and play like at the holidays, like Christmas time or Thanksgiving, and Saturday night after Christmas, it would always be just a huge crowd and just, it was like a big reunion, whenever we got back together and played. So
I know.
definitely some good memories there for sure.
Man, that's great. Great stuff.
You bet.
That's something you'll always be able to have together, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's starting out so young. I mean, we
Yes.
were at St. Mary's.
Yeah.
I think one of our first gigs, and I'll let Steven elaborate because this is about Steven, but we played at St. Joseph's Hall as the Easy Riders, Clyde, you and I.
Yep.
Didn't we play Stairway to Heaven?
The Easy Rider.
The Easy, we were the Easy
we were the
Rider, and then
Easy
that
Riders.
Easy Rider magazine came out. We were like,
We were the Easy Riders with a Z. It was
yeah, Easy Riders.
Z.
I might send Paula a picture so she can put up the Easy Riders.
Probably
But
the funniest thing about that is our PA system. Somehow we got the old speakers off the Fredericksburg High School stadium when they changed out the speakers, and we painted them metallic blue and
St. Mary's Blue.
used that
St.
for
Mary's.
used
Our
that for our
PA
speakers.
was
They were big
horns.
big horn speakers.
Oh my goodness! And I don't even think Clyde played the bass. He played an acoustic,
like a bass.
like a
Yeah.
bass.
Until he could afford to buy a bass. So,
But we go back to the St. Mary's days too. So we got our first gig. One of our first gigs was at St. Mary's there at St. Joseph's Hall. So,
right.
it was for like a class party or something.
Yeah, I think they'd have like a dance, 8th grade dance. or
Eighth
something
grade
like that.
dance.
We've been to several of those. We've been to several of those.
They still do that?
Yeah, they
They
still
still
do
do?
all that. My kiddos are there, or my kiddos went through there. I've still got one going to 8th grade there. So
That's awesome.
my oldest is at public school, high school. But yeah, St. Mary's has been a fun experience.
You bet. I got to go there till the 8th grade. That's why I'm such an outstanding citizen. Catholic school and all. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
Perfectly behaved.
So is that why he's used to me smacking him on the hands with the ruler when he doesn't do right at the podcast?
Sister Mary Alice did make me kneel on a broomstick for about 30 minutes in the corner. That's the truth.
I remember I had to kneel on pencils one time.
Another funny story is that when I was at St. Mary's, I think I was in the 7th or 8th grade, we did a talent show at the high school at FHS. And Steven, I got permission from, I guess, the nuns or whoever was the principal at the time. But anyway, you came and picked me up.
Yep, I
in
came
your
and
old
picked you up.
Plymouth.
Brought you over to the high school assembly for a talent show.
Yeah, we played 2 Tickets to Paradise from Eddie Money.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And Brown Eyes.
And Brown Eyes, a
Brown
song
Eyes.
you wrote. Speaking of songs you've written, what are you going to do for us now? You got time for another one?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is a song actually me and Robert Waymeyer wrote together, and it's called For All Time.
We want to record this one someday. Soon. Someday soon.
We're in the dark, seem to spend most of our time there. But you want my heart, I just pretend not to care. Please don't give up on me, I'll come through, you'll see. I know the road gets tough, like there'll never be enough. But if you ever think of leaving, I hope you change your mind. You're the only girl I want to share my life with for all time, for all time. I've let you down too many times before. Baby, give me one more chance to show you I can be your man when you're not around. My heart drags on the ground, I'm so in love with you. Please believe it's true. And if you ever think of leaving, I hope you change your mind. You're the only girl I want to share my life with for all time. If you ever think of leaving, I hope you change your mind. You're the only girl I want to share my life with for all time, for all time, for all time, baby, you're all I need. You're all I need.
Steven Langehennig on the
Great job.
Judge,
Great
Judge
job.
and JD show. That's a fun song to play live.
Yeah.
It's got that good old kick drum in it. We need to record that sucker
Yeah,
one of
that
these
would be
days.
fun to do for sure.
And that's something-
45 years. How old are you?
47. I had to think for a minute.
That was you. That was your little ass sleeping on that pool table.
I wasn't going to make any age jokes, but you know,
That's all right. I was at the age where I was actually on the pool table hitting him with balls.
Marty, a while ago, JD was saying that Steven's a couple of years older than him. I was thinking, is that even possible?
But these guys taught me a lot. I remember when I first played the drums, man. You were like Rusty Weir in me, man. Rusty Weir was hell on drummers. That's a true story. Rusty Weir went through drummers like people go through underwear, I think. But
Yeah,
you Rusty Weir'd
He
my
was hard
ass.
on you,
Thank
huh?
you.
you pushed through it, man.
Thank you for being
persevered.
Rusty Weir, man. Steven, thanks, man.
Oh, yeah.
Great memories,
No, that was
great
awesome.
times.
Thank you, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
It's always good to have friends on. And like I said, just reminiscing, baby. Reminiscing.
Man, JD, I was just sitting here thinking about it with the guests and so forth we had. We're talking about you. It's unbelievable how many things we've got to do here in Fredericksburg. We've got wine, we got wineries, we got beer, breweries, we got incredible music, whether it be old country, Texas country, red dirt, Americana. It's just unreal. All the
We
things
got it all.
We got it all right here in Fredericksburg. Right here in Fredericksburg.
Oh, baby. We want to thank our guests. We want to thank Kevin Enderlin and Chris Buckley from Allstat Brewery. Man, they did a great
Did a
job.
great
And I
job.
learned a lot.
I did too.
I didn't think I could learn any more about beer, but
Yeah, I just known it was cold before, and we sell it. But now, we did learn a lot. Oh, Chris, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
And
that-
Kevin and I have been friends for years.
that was awesome. And want to thank Steven Langehennig, not only my good friend, one of my best friends, but my cousin as well, my bandmate since we were little bitty. So thank you, Steven Langehennig
Great
from Crystal
musician.
Peak.
Great musician.
So it was fun today. I enjoyed the heck out
It
of it.
was good. It was
I think
good.
we deserve big old cheers
We
at the
do
end
need,
of this
man.
one. Like, subscribe, and get notified. Very important. And comment.
Don't be afraid to comment. Tell us what you want to see. If you're not seeing it, or tell me I'm doing a good job. If we're not doing a good job, tell JD.
Or you can email the Marty and I will get onto them if they're not doing what you want.
Don't email Marty.
Hey, how about we end on a toast?
How about a cheers, man?
Cheers to the Judge and JD show.
Cheers to Fredericksburg.
Cheers to Fredericksburg.